A very good evening to you and welcome to Hope TV Newswatch. On this Friday evening, as we commemorate International Women's Day 2024 edition, my name is Gloria Musimbi and on the sign language interpretation is Boniface Murithi. Now, making headlines, President William Ruto has this evening received the final report from the National Dialogue Committee, NADCO, and hailed both the Kenya Kwanza and opposition Azimio la Umoja for the consensus in the final report. The report was presented by the two teams led by National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah and Wiper Party Leader Kalonzo Musyoka for the acquisition. Speaking upon receiving the report, President William Ruto said that once approved by Parliament, the government will be on course to anchor in law provisions on contentious issues such as the two-thirds gender rule that has been a challenge in the country. And Kenya has joined the world in celebrating International Women's Day 2024 edition. The day is observed annually on March 8th to celebrate the global, social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. This year's IWD celebrations happened at Moi Gardens in Embu County, and prominent political leaders, including President William Ruto, were in attendance. The president has promised to work hand in hand with women leaders in attaining gender equality in the country's leadership. Now, our very own Nelias Wanjiru begins the bulletin with more details on IWD celebrations.
As this year's International Women's Day is commemorated worldwide here in the country, the celebration took place at Moi Gardens in Embu County. This year's theme being Inspiring Inclusion by Inspiring Understanding and Appreciation for the Women Inclusion. The President William Ruto announced the appointment of 16 women as ambassadors to various countries across the world. Of the 16 appointments, 10 will serve as ambassadors, while the remaining 6 will be the deputy ambassadors.
As part of the celebration of this International Women's Day in Embu, this morning I have appointed 10 more women as ambassadors in different parts of the world and another 6 deputy ambassadors in recognition of the contribution of women to the leadership of our nation.
The head of state has also committed to ensuring the full implementation of the two-third gender rule within his United Democratic Alliance UDA party and the broader Kenya Kwanza government.
Leo baadaye nitapokea taarifa kamili kutoka NADCO, na moja wapo ya sehemu muhimu zaidi katika hiyo taarifa ni mambo ya two-third gender rule, na tumeamua kama serikali na kama chama kuhakikisha kwamba bunge letu kupitia kwa parliamentary group and all the other structures that we have, ya kwamba tutapitisha jambo hilo na kina mama watachukua nafasi yao ya uongozi.
On his part, the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has hailed women governors, including Embu Governor Cecily Mbarire, who was the host of the celebrations.
Kweli usemwe tukiwa hapa Embu, walioshikilia wewe kabisa rais, wakakuombea, wakasimama na wewe ukiwa na matatizo mengi, ni hawa akina mama wa Kenya. Na sisi akina mama tunawatambua, tunawaenzi. Na mimi nataka kuomba akina mama muendelee. Na sisi kama viongozi, kama wanaume, kazi yetu ni kushikilia wamama.
The Embu County Governors on her side has requested the government to better maternal health facilities for women and bring back the Linda Mama program in order to support women, especially from rural areas.
Your Excellency, kwa sababu ya ile kazi yao akina mama wanafanya, we need certain things to make our work easier. And those certain things, kwa kizungu tunaziita practical gender needs. Mama anahitaji hospitali ambayo itaweza kumsaidia akitaka kuzaa aende azae bila shida. And that's why I want to support that, Your Excellency, Linda Mama program tafadhali iendelee.
As International Women's Day is marked, the United Nations has highlighted that achieving gender equality and women's well-being in all aspects of life is more crucial than ever if we want to create prosperous economies and healthy planet. However, they are facing a key challenge, the alarming $360 billion annual deficit in gender equality measures by 2030. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, my name is Nelias Wanjiru.
Thank you, Nelias, for that detailed report. Now, moving on swiftly, as the world marked the International Women's Day today, First Lady Rachel Ruto has led celebrations at Kodiaga Maximum Prison in Kisumu County. Mama Rachel also officiated the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the Chandaria Kisumu Women Prison Workshop. And while addressing the audience, the First Lady encouraged the women that being in prison is not the end but can lead to the transformation of lives for the better, as they hope to be reintegrated into society in future. Now, very own Tess Njenga tells us more.
Happy International Women's Day.
First Lady Mama Rachel Ruto has asked Kenyans to encourage and uplift women in the workplace and at home, ensuring equal opportunities for them. Speaking during the International Women's Day celebrations at Kodiaga Maximum Prison, Kisumu County, where she also officiated the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the Chandaria Kisumu Women Prison Workshop, the First Lady asked them to carry forward the spirit of hope that defines the International Women's Day.
Let us pledge to support and uplift women in our communities, workplaces, and homes, advocating for policies and actions that promote gender equity and ensure equal opportunities for all. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to making this International Women's Day celebration a success.
Mama Rachel Ruto urged the women to embrace skills such as cross-stitching so as to empower themselves economically with skills that they can continue once they are out of prison. Mama Rachel narrated how she introduced the skill to women at the Langata Women's Prison last year, among other prisons, with the aim of introducing it to all prisons in the country.
These cross-stitch lessons at Langata Women's Prison saw the birth of a life-changing program that enables the inmates to earn a living because they are paid for every stitch in a finished cross-stitch piece. After Langata, we were able to introduce the program to Nakuru, Shimolatewa, Kakamega, and Kitale women's prisons. Our intention is to be in all women's prisons in Kenya. Through cross-stitch, we have seen the inmates become economically empowered. This has enabled them to educate their children and take care of their families while behind bars. The program has made it easy for the inmates to be accepted back into the community once they leave.
Preeti Chandaria, speaking on behalf of the Chandaria Foundation, said that the foundation intends to build more workshops in prisons to empower the women.
Chandaria Foundation is planning an additional workshop later in the year at the Nyeri Women's Prison in Kenya. This will cover all women's prisons in Kenya will have workshops. The purpose of these workshops is to give the inmates skills which will enable them to reintegrate into society and to help them rebuild their lives for themselves and their families.
Preeti further requested the government to consider releasing a few women who had shown good behavior and remorse in prison. Salome Muhia Biako, the Principal Secretary for the State Department of Correctional Services, expressed her gratitude to the First Lady and Chandaria Foundation for the Prison Workshop initiative. The First Lady also encouraged the women that being in prison is not the end, but can lead to the transformation of lives for the better, as they hope to be reintegrated into society in future.
Being in prison is not an end in itself. It can be a new platform for finding oneself and opening new chapters of life that can change the lives of inmates and other people. This facility can be the place where the lives of these women change for the better. I say this because I have seen lives transformed.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Tess Njenga.
Still on the commemoration of International Women's Day, a section of male residents in Bungoma County have celebrated women's efforts in the community, recognizing their contributions to growth in all aspects of life. They emphasize the importance of protecting and respecting women, acknowledging that empowerment stands from these actions. The men have pledged to honor the women in their lives with celebratory gifts as a token of appreciation for their significant roles in society.
Mimi nafurahia kwa sababu wanawake ni watu wa muhimu sana kwa maisha yetu. Hata awe president, awe huyo Bwana Ruto alisaliwa na mama, awe Obama alisaliwa na mama, awe nani, awe Kaiti Mkubwa alisaliwa na mama. So mama ni mtu wa muhimu sana. Sisi pia kama wanaume tunasherehekea hii siku kwa pamoja kwa sababu bila mama ndio chanzo cha mwanadamu kukua kwa hii dunia.
Kila mwanadamu alisaliwa na mwanamke. Na hao wanawake ni watu muhimu sana katika maisha yetu. Hata mimi jinsi nilivyo ninang'ara kwa sababu ya mwanamke. Pasipo yeye mimi singeweza. Kwa hivyo hao ni watu wa maana, na lingine ambalo ningependa kuambia wenzetu kwamba tuheshimu wake zetu. Maana unapomdharau mke wako ni kama umedharau mama yako. Mke wako ni mama yako. Apaswa kuheshimika. Leo hii kuna zawadi ambayo nitamuandalia. Atakula nyama, atakula chipsi na hata karingi pia atapewa.
Nataka tuheshimu mama zetu, madada zetu. Hawa ni madada zetu, wa mama zetu. So tunaheshimu sana wanawake. Na wanawake wapatiwe kipaumbele. Mama atapewa kitu leo. Mama lazima nimtafutie kitu. Hata kama ni karingi kidogo ama kabangili kidogo nimtafutie. Lakini tunawapenda sana wamama na wanawake kwa sababu ni nguzo muhimu katika maisha yetu.
Well, on security matters, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki has ordered the immediate nationwide transfer of junior police officers who have served more than 3 years in a station. Speaking when he held a meeting with security committees from Kiambu County, Murang'a, Kirinyaga, Nyeri and Meru, Kindiki highlighted that some officers had developed personal interests linked to their assigned stations, which he believes could hinder their effectiveness in carrying out their law enforcement duties. And as Grace Ahati reports, the CS has explained that the move seeks to eliminate conflict of interest, guard against internal sabotage, and enhance security delivery in the security sector.
In an effort to improve service delivery in the security sector, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki has ordered an immediate nationwide transfer of junior police officers who have served for more than 3 years in a single station.
To save Kenya.
This decision comes even as it has been observed that some officers have overstayed in one police station for over 10 years, leading to potential complicity in criminal activities and shielding of criminals in exchange for bribes. Speaking while holding a meeting with security committees from Kiambu, Murang'a, Kirinyaga, Nyeri and Meru counties, Kindiki pointed out that some of the officers have developed personal interests tied to their assigned stations, which he believes could hinder their effectiveness in carrying out their law enforcement mandates.
All officers who have served for more than 3 years anywhere in Kenya must leave to other stations. And that exercise begins today. Nobody who has stayed and compile, the teams must compile the names, help us to identify, because I know we can't rely only on HR people. We want to rely on you as the field people to tell us any officer who has served for more than 3 years in one station must leave.
The Interior CS has also emphasized that the government is committed to utilizing all available resources to intensify the fight against narcotic drugs, substance abuse, and consumption of hazardous alcoholic beverages in the country.
Security team here for a few minutes.
Kindiki at the same time implored security personnel in the region to remain unwavering in the fight against drug and illicit alcohol abuse in the region.
If this problem is not inside your home, it is in your brother's home, your neighbor's home. True or false? So it's not a simple matter, brothers and sisters. This is not something to just talk about and and just casually deal with it simply because there was that unfortunate incident in Kandongu. So we do a few things here and there, and then we retreat back. This is a war to save Kenya.
The Interior CS has meanwhile reiterated a stern warning to any government officials found sabotaging operations aimed at curbing illicit activities such as drug trafficking and alcohol abuse.
Good morning again.
He made it clear that the government would not hesitate to take action against any individual benefiting from or supporting criminal enterprises that, according to Kindiki, undermine public safety and well-being.
And that's why we are saying this is a security matter. Everybody must stay out of this matter. And what the politicians can do, we are not chasing them completely because they are our brothers and sisters. We need them. They are the ones who make the laws for us. They are useful people. They are useful partners. But their role in this matter is, one, to pray for us so that we succeed, because we must succeed to save our country. Isn't it? Number two, they must use the forums they have and the influence they have over the people who have elected them to persuade the people to support this operation and to support government and to support this cause.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Grace Ahati.
And with that report, we take a short commercial break. Do not touch that dial.
Hello there, praise the name of the Lord. My name is Evelyn Wanjiro. To get Naiwe Maombi as your Skiza tune, SMS Skiza 8830022 to 811. Hope Skiza, spreading the hope.
Panda tukupandishe on Go Entertainment this new year on GoTV bila kulipia extra. Kama uko on GoTV Lite, lipia GoTV Value, utapata kufurahia GoTV Plus. Tayari on GoTV Value, then lipia GoTV Plus uenjoy GoTV Max. Kama wewe ni wa GoTV Plus, lipia GoTV Max ujinice na shows noma kabisa on GoTV Super. Furahia the best sports, international shows na local shows una like free. Download GoTV Stream. GoTV, love it.
This far, this far, this far, this far, this far, you've been our God.
To get Ebenezer by Jane Allaire as your Skiza tune, SMS the word Skiza 88300023 and send to 811. Hope Skiza, spreading the hope.
Ebenezer, you've been our God. Ebenezer, 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 oh, Ebenezer, you've been our God. This far,
Aya, I'm not GoTV Stream. It's free.
GoTV Stream iko mkononi na ni free. Download GoTV Stream app for free. Enjoy live TV na shows kamia nane. Download and watch later, anytime, anywhere. GoTV TV Stream iko mkononi na ni free. Available to active subscribers. Go TV. Love it.
Thank you for choosing Hope TV, the channel that brings you hope, entertainment, and inspiration. We value you and would like to serve you better. Talk to us by scanning this QR code on your screen or go to our social media page at Hope TV Kenya and click on the survey link by the name Hope TV Survey. It will just take a few minutes but means the world to us. We value your feedback. Hope TV, look and live.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Now, the High Court has adjourned the judgment against Joey Irungu alias Joey until Wednesday next week. This is after Joey's lawyers requested to be given more time so that they could submit their final arguments before the judgment is given. The prosecution had also presented its arguments yesterday. Before the judgment is given, the report that is issued was delayed for submission to the court by Joey's lawyers, thus forcing lawyer Professor Hassan Nandwa to ask for more time to respond to the arguments. Now, very own Abigail Namude reports.
Judge Grace Nzioka has postponed the sentencing of Joseph Irungu, alias Joey, who was found guilty of murdering Nairobi businesswoman Monica Kimani. This is after Joey's lawyers requested to be given more time so that they could submit their final arguments before the judgment was passed. The prosecution had also presented its argument yesterday. Before the judgment is given, the report that is issued was delayed for submission to the court by Joey's lawyers, thus forcing the lawyer Professor Hassan Nandwa to ask for more time to respond to the arguments. In addition, Joey has added a lawyer, Andrew Moge, and now he is represented by two lawyers. Joey was found guilty of killing Monica Kimani 6 years ago. According to Lady Justice Grace Nzioka, the postponement of the sentence was due to the delay in the submission of documents by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, the victim's family, and Joey's lawyer.
I have not gone through the victim's submissions because they have just been given to me when I arrived here, 8:45. I can see they're about 8 pages, actually generally 7 pages. For me, I'll take only about maybe 1 hour or 30 minutes to go through them.
In addition, he said that due to the delay in submitting the necessary documents, she could not review them and make his final analysis about the case. The only document she received was a notice of change of advocate for the defendant.
You must find your documents by Monday to enable me to look at them on Tuesday and deliver my judgment of sentence on Wednesday. May I make it very clear that if the documents will not have been filed, then I may not consider them. But I'm sure you understand the necessity and the importance of filing those documents.
According to lawyer Omiti, who represents the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, together with his colleague Professor Nandwa, who represents Joey, they apologize to the court for the delay in presenting important documents before the judge.
My lady, his wish was that we submit orally, although we wanted to have a look at what has been filed, because we have not shared with him what has been filed, and therefore we pray that we'll be given ample time to respond accordingly.
We are also ready. Ideally, when we received the sentencing report yesterday, we did our very best.
Abigail Namude reporting for Hope TV Newswatch.
And Uasin Gishu County, led by County First Lady Selina B and Ushirika Wema patron Tessie Musalia, celebrated International Women's Day by officially launching the infant preterm aid program dubbed Okoa Malaika in efforts to boost neonatal healthcare services. The program targets to distribute infant incubators to all 47 counties to benefit expectant mothers who give birth to preterm babies. 14 incubators were distributed to 6 Rift Valley counties, namely West Pokot, Nandi, Elgeyo Marakwet, Baringo, Trans Nzoia, and Uasin Gishu County.
The Okoa Malaika initiative will significantly enhance the survival prospects of children born prematurely, allowing them to thrive into infancy and eventually adulthood. Every baby's life is precious, and it's our collective duty to provide these children with the opportunity to grow and mature.
We, as Ushiriki Wema and the Ministry of Health, together with different stakeholders, led by our very able consultant, who's not here today, Professor Gishandi, training institutions, universities, research institutions, regulatory bodies, and professional bodies, including the county governments and the national government, we are working together to develop the guidelines nationally, because Mama is a champion of not only one county, but Kenya as a whole.
Working in partnership with the Mudavadi Memorial Foundation covers 4 thematic areas: the environment, the elderly, the disabled, and maternal and child care.
And Thika Land Registrar Robert Ngila has been summoned by the High Court to offer clarification concerning a disputed parcel of land designated as Thika Municipality 24/14 Block 40, which is presently owned by Martha Njeri Ndung'u. The land has become a point of dispute due to conflicting ownership assertions, particularly as Lesedi Developers Limited, a real estate firm that aims to use it to resolve issues involving its CEO, Geoffrey Kigaru, who is being sued by clients. However, the absence of a subdivision record in the registry has raised considerable alarm, necessitating further explanation. Our very own Kate and Diego with more details.
The Thika Court has summoned Thika Land Registrar Robert Ngila to clarify a disputed parcel of land that is currently undergoing subdivision for compensation. Some have already bought and occupied parts of the land that is registered to Martha Njeri, who hasn't completed the transfer to Lesedi Developers CEO Geoffrey Kiragu. Kiragu is facing a warrant of arrest for missing court hearings due to illness, as stated by his lawyer Muchua Mwenda. However, the prosecutor opposed this claim, citing the need for verification of medical documents. The prosecutor has instructed Kiragu to provide evidence of his illness, emphasizing that the arrest warrant remains valid until then.
Your Honor, my client suffered from mental breakdown following this particular case, and he's been doing mental treatment.
This case?
It has affected him greatly. Mentally. And you know, mental issues are a big issue which the court can take judicial notice. And I've attached my bundle of records to that effect. And if the court is pleased, Your Honor, the defense makes a very humble but firm submission that the court be persuaded to lift the existing warrant of arrest so that my client can meaningfully engage with the defense counsel and with the complainants, particularly on the next phase, which includes site visit, because it is very important by the laws.
Thika Chief Magistrate Stella Atamo summoned the Thika Lands Registrar to address the issue of missing records in the land registry regarding land divisions. Additionally, she has requested him to outline the steps in place for rectifying this issue.
Counsels, this is the way forward. Number 1, the prosecution and the investigating officer are given time to verify the medical documents furnished to this court, indicating that the accused person is unwell, hence reason for his absence, as you had sought earlier, prosecution. Number 2, as such, the warrant of arrest that is in place remains in force until then. Number 3, Going by submissions from both the prosecution counsel's watching brief and the defense, there is very little, it's minimal to say the least, progress, but it's commendable. It's better than nothing now that we even have counsel's watching brief on record. Number 4, to facilitate meaningful progress.
Despite concerns over the land saga, affected residents hope the court will bring clarity into the issue on the 11th of this month, when the case is expected to come up for mention. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, my name is Kate Andiego.
Now making headlines on business news, in efforts to curb gender-based violence, the Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA, in collaboration with Safaricom Foundation, has launched an initiative to tackle the scourge of economic disempowerment as a critical aspect of the broader fight against gender-based violence. Safaricom Foundation Chairman Joseph Ogutu emphasized the importance of implementing policies to mitigate GBV and highlighted the crucial role of security forces in being empathetic to victims of GBV, calling for increased sensitivity and support mechanisms within these institutions. On his part, JICA Senior Representative Kenji Hayashi urged young talented individuals to leverage initiatives like this to contribute to the fight against GBV.
There has been a lot of effort so far to eliminate gender-based violence. Particularly, we have done a lot in terms of policy development, policy formulation, or law and policy formulation. However, the actual implementation on the ground has been limited. So we really hope that some innovative ideas come up to actually prevent gender-based violence and also to protect and also empower and to protect and to promote empowerment of GBV survivors on the ground. And then we actually organized this business idea marathon for this time, but we also are hoping, we are actually planning to organize a business idea contest by also inviting many other people in Kenya with some ideas of business to address gender-based violence. So I hope that we can implement some effective, innovative actions together to address gender-based violence.
As the world commemorates International Women's Day, Vivo Energy Kenya has unveiled an old ladies rally team they will sponsor during Safari Rally. Pauline Shegu, navigated by Lynette Ayuko and Tinashi Gatimu, co-driven by Caroline Gatimu, a mother-daughter duo, will fly the Shell banner during this year's Safari Rally event. The company also announced that they will fuel the ladies with avgas. According to Vivo Energy Group Vice President of Marketing Angi Tao, the company is invested in inspiring inclusion and gender equality as per this year's theme, Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress. She affirmed the company's unwavering commitment to supporting sports talents in the country. We come to the tail end of our news bulletin tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Hope TV Newswatch, and once again, happy International Women's Day. Have a blessed night. I'm Gloria Musimbi, and on the sign language interpretation has been Boniface Murithi.